Have you ever poured your heart and soul into planning a business event, getting the marketing just right, lining up amazing speakers, creating the perfect agenda, only to wake up one morning with your body screaming, absolutely not? That feverish, achy feeling that tells you your launch, your plans, your entire business roadmap just got completely derailed? Friend, if you've ever had to cancel something you were excited about because your body had other plans, or if you're sitting there right now wondering if it's even worth trying again after another setback, this episode is for you. Today, I'm sharing the raw truth about what happened when I had to completely cancel a major business event due to illness, and more importantly, how I found the courage to rebuild again and again and again. Let's talk about finding your way forward when it feels like your business dreams keep slipping through your fingers. Welcome to Chronic Illness CEO, where we're ditching the hustle culture and rewriting the rules of entrepreneurship to work for us, not against us. I'm Jessica Brown, a business strategist who knows firsthand what it's like to grow an online business while managing chronic health challenges. If you're done with cookie cutter advice that keeps you trapped in the cycle of push, crash, and flare, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll explore practical growth strategies for creating sustainable success. So grab your cozy blanket, your favorite warm drink, and let's discover what's possible when we stop fighting against our bodies and start building businesses that truly support our lives. December 2020 was a highlight in my business journey. I had successfully run my first virtual 3-day business planning event called Driving Impact Live. If you could have seen me then, I was beaming with pride. I had poured everything into the event, my marketing skills, my planning expertise, my teaching abilities, and the results exceeded my expectations. Not only did people purchase tickets and show up, but we had one of the most engaged and joyful groups I had seen in all the virtual events I had participated that year. The energy was electric. The feedback was phenomenal. And I even sold an annual program called the Changemakers Guild at the end of the event. Fast forward to December 2021. I was debating whether to run this event again in December, but honestly, I was just exhausted. So I made what seemed like a sensible decision. I'd push it to January 2022. This would give me time to rest through the holidays and come back fresh to host an even better event. And let me tell you, I had everything meticulously prepared. My social media posts were scheduled. The launch sequence was perfectly timed. I had impressive guest speakers lined up. My clients from the Changemakers Guild were going to participate in a panel discussion to share their success stories. I had even scheduled a 7-day planning series that I was going to live stream leading up to the event. It was going to be fantastic, even better than the previous year. And then I got sick. Not COVID, not the flu, not some easily diagnosable virus with a clear recovery timeline. It was one of those mysterious illnesses that those of us with chronic conditions know all too well. Fevers, body aches, and complete energy depletion that left me couch-bound for over a month. I had to cancel everything I had planned for January. At first, I thought about postponing it to February, but I had no way of knowing if I would be well enough by then. So I made the painful decision to cancel the event entirely. This wasn't just a minor setback. It felt like a complete business failure. I had invested time, money, and precious energy into an event that would never happen. I had announced it publicly, and now I had to walk that back. And perhaps worst of all, I had no backup plan. Looking back, I can see this as just one of the many pivots in my business journey. But in that moment, it felt like giving up. And I know many of you have faced similar moments when your body forces you to abandon your carefully laid plans and you wonder if building a business is even possible with the unpredictability of chronic illness. Today's episode is for all of us who have faced these moments of doubt, disappointment, and what feels like defeat. Let's talk about how to move forward when setbacks happen, because friend, they will happen, and how to rebuild in a way that's more sustainable than before. I want you to know that I see you. I see you lying in bed, scrolling through your phone, watching other entrepreneurs in your industry posting their wins, their launches, their consistent content, all while you're trying to manage yet another flare-up. I see you looking at your calendar, having to cancel a call again, wondering if you're letting everyone down. I see you staring at the course you purchased that you haven't been able to complete because your brain fog makes focusing impossible some days. I see you questioning if you're cut out for this entrepreneurship journey at all. Maybe you've had to pause your business completely like I did, or maybe you're wondering if it's even worth restarting. Have you ever found yourself thinking thoughts like, what's the point of planning anything when my body is so unpredictable? Everyone else seems to recover faster than I do. I must be doing something wrong if I keep having these setbacks. Maybe I should just get a regular job with benefits and stop trying to build something on my own. Friend, I have had every single one of those thoughts. The doubt, the comparison, the frustration, the fear that maybe this dream isn't meant for someone with a body like mine. What's particularly challenging about business setbacks when you have chronic illness is that they often come with a double dose of guilt. There's the practical impact, the lost income, the delayed plans, the disappointed clients. But there's also this deeper, more insidious voice that whispers, this is your fault. If you were stronger, more disciplined, more resilient, you could push through this. That voice is a liar, and I need you to hear this. Your setbacks are not a reflection of your worth, your commitment, or your capabilities. The traditional entrepreneurial narrative of hustle harder and no excuses wasn't written for bodies like ours. And trying to force ourselves into that mold only leads to more setbacks, more disappointment, and more self-doubt. But here's what I've learned through my journey of starts and stops, of rebuilding and reimagining. There is another way, a way that honors both your business dreams and your body's reality, a way that turns these apparent setbacks into the very foundation of a more sustainable business. When we experience a significant setback in our business, whether it's having to cancel an event like I did, taking an extended break due to health challenges, or even closing down a business completely, there are 4 key phases that we need to go through to rebuild effectively. I'm going to share these phases through the lens of what I learned over time, including what I did wrong along the way. Because here's the truth. When I canceled that January event back in 2022, I didn't have the 4P framework yet. I didn't know how to rebuild in a truly sustainable way. And that's why I kept experiencing the same cycle of setbacks. Let me walk you through these 4 phases and how they align with our 4P framework: prioritize, pace, pivot, and peace, which I developed after years of getting it wrong. Phase 1, the reality check. This is where we need to honestly assess our current situation, both our health status and our business status. This aligns with the first P in our framework, prioritize. When I had to cancel my January event, I did partially acknowledge my reality. I recognized I was too ill to run the event. I took care of immediate obligations like notifying registrants and speakers, and I assessed the immediate financial impact. But what I didn't do, and what I now know is crucial, was take a deeper look at whether my entire business model was sustainable for my health. I viewed this setback as a temporary interruption, not as valuable feedback about the fundamental structure of my business. What I should have asked myself was, is a launch-based business model compatible with my unpredictable health? What patterns of overextending myself led to this crash? What business activities consistently trigger health declines? Without this honest assessment, we can't make good choices about how to move forward. We might try to rebuild too quickly or make choices that aren't aligned with our current capacity. In this phase, it's crucial to remember that your health must come first. This isn't selfish, it's strategic. Your body is your most important business asset, so the very first priority must be addressing your health needs. There's a scripture that has guided me through many setbacks, Ephesians 2:10, which says, "For we are God's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can do the good things He planned for us long ago." This reminds me that even in a season of setback, God has a plan and a purpose for us. He created us exactly as we are, with our bodies exactly as they are, to do specific good things. Our journey might look different than others, and that's by design, not accident. Phase 2, the reset. This is where we need to give ourselves time and space to recover, regroup, and reimagine. This aligns with our second P, pace. After my illness in 2022, I did take some time to recover physically, but here's where I went wrong. I didn't truly reset my approach. Instead, I was eager to get back to quote unquote normal as quickly as possible. I postponed launches and decided to shift to long form content on YouTube and TikTok, but I didn't think deeply about how to make that sustainable either. I was still operating from the same mindset that I needed to keep up with traditional business expectations, just in a different format. And not surprisingly, that approach wasn't sustainable either. What I've learned now is the reset phase should include giving yourself true permission to pause without a rushed timeline, questioning your fundamental business assumptions, observing your natural energy patterns without judgment, releasing what doesn't serve your body, even if it's industry standard. After my father's health crisis later in 2022, I finally had to take a complete business break for nearly 2 years. While I wouldn't wish that on anyone, it turned out to be the reset I truly needed. It gave me the space to completely reimagine what a sustainable business could look like. The reset phase isn't about rushing to solutions. It's about creating space for healing and new ideas to emerge naturally. It's about pacing yourself so that your rebuild has a solid foundation. Phase 3, now we come to the rebuild phase, which aligns with our third P, pivot. This is where we take what we've learned from our setback and use it to create a more sustainable business model. The key question in this phase isn't how do I get back to where I was, but rather how do I build something better suited to my reality? I'll be completely honest. After my illness in 2022, I didn't rebuild better. I tried to modify what I already had, focusing on my one offer, the Changemaker skill. I had refined it to work better with my energy levels, but I always felt behind comparing what I wanted it to look like versus what I was actually able to provide. And by the end of that year, I was right back planning my next launch and the next driving impact live, I hadn't truly learned the lesson yet. It wasn't until after my extended hiatus and subsequent health challenges that I finally understood what a true rebuild should look like. Now, as I rebuild my business in 2025, I'm taking a completely different approach. I'm starting with one focus, this podcast, instead of multiple marketing channels. I've created systems that allow for flexible production during higher energy periods. I've built in extensive buffer time for inevitable health fluctuations. And I've designed my offers that don't depend on my constant energy output. Rebuilding after a setback might include actions like creating one core offer that's simple to deliver, setting up basic automation to handle routine tasks, building systems that can run with minimal input from you, establishing clear client boundaries from the start, and implementing regular rest periods into your business model. The most important part of the rebuild phase is ensuring that your new business model works with your body, not against it. This means building in flexibility for flare days, creating systems that can run while you rest, and focusing on high-impact activities that don't deplete your energy. The final phase is resilience building, which aligns with our fourth P, peace. This is where we not only rebuild our business, but we also strengthen our ability to weather future setbacks. The truth is, when you're building a business with chronic illness, setbacks will happen. Your body will have days or weeks where it can't perform as you'd like. External circumstances will arise that you can't control. The key is not to avoid setbacks entirely. That's impossible. But to build a business that can flex and adapt when they occur. This is the phase I'm in right now as I build my business with a completely new mindset. What does that look like for me? Well, eventually I'll be creating multiple income streams so I'm not dependent on a single source. Currently, I'm building up a content library that will continue to work for me during my downtimes. I'm developing relationships with potential collaborators who step in if needed, and I've set up emergency protocols for my business during health crises. But perhaps the most important aspect of building resilience is the mental and emotional piece, finding peace with the reality of your business journey. This means releasing comparison with other entrepreneurs who don't share your health challenges, redefining success on your own terms, celebrating progress no matter how small, and trusting that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities for recalibration. After taking that extended hiatus from my business and experiencing my own health challenges, I had to completely redefine what success looked like for me. I realized that a business that allowed me to serve others while honoring my health was success, even if it didn't match the growth trajectories of other entrepreneurs. This perspective shift didn't happen overnight. It took time, reflection, and honestly, some grieving of the business I thought I should have. But on the other side of that process, I found a peace that now guides my business decisions. Now, I want to be clear about something. Rebuilding after a setback isn't about lowering your standards or shrinking your vision. It's about creating a business that truly aligns with all of your reality, your ambitions, and your health needs. It's about building something sustainable rather than spectacular but short-lived. And here's what I discovered. When you build in this aligned way, you actually create more impact over time than if you pushed beyond your limits and kept cycling through burnout and recovery. If you're currently navigating a setback in your business, whether it's a health flare, a failed launch, or having a complete break, I want to offer you one simple but powerful action step. This week, I want you to take a piece of paper and divide it into 4 sections, one for each of our 4 Ps. Prioritize. List your current health needs and non-negotiables. What must be in place for your health to be supported? Pace. Identify what a sustainable work rhythm would look like in your life right now. Be honest about your energy levels, not about what you wish they were, but what they actually are. Pivot. What's one element of your previous business model that doesn't serve your health? And what could you replace it with that would be more sustainable? Peace. Write down one new definition of success that honors both your business goals and your health reality. This simple exercise isn't about having all the answers right away. It's about creating a foundation for you to rebuild that puts your health at the center from the very beginning. Remember, the most sustainable business isn't built in a day. It's built one aligned decision at a time. And sometimes what feels like a devastating setback can actually be the catalyst for building something far better than before. Are you tired of trying to force traditional business models to work with your unpredictable energy? Are you ready for a personalized plan that actually works with your body instead of against it? I invite you to join me for a Sustainable CEO Strategy Day, where we'll create a customized roadmap that helps you generate consistent income that doesn't depend on your daily energy levels, build systems that keep your business running even during flares, make confident decisions about which strategies are worth your precious energy, design a business model that adapts to your health needs instead of fighting against them. You'll walk away with a clear step-by-step action plan tailored specifically to your unique health reality and business goals. No more guessing what to focus on. No more wasting energy on strategies that weren't designed for bodies like ours. Spots are limited to ensure that I can give each of my clients my full attention. So visit chronicillnessceo.com to learn more and schedule your strategy day. Remember, friend, you weren't meant to just survive in your business. You were created to thrive. Next week, we'll explore how to choose the right business model when you have chronic illness. I'll share the 3 most sustainable revenue models for entrepreneurs with unpredictable energy and help you identify which one is right for your current stage. If you've been wondering whether you should offer services, create courses, or build a membership, this episode will give you the clarity that you've been looking for. You don't want to miss it. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If you're loving this episode and want to help more entrepreneurs with chronic illness discover that they don't have to sacrifice their health to build a successful business, and it would also be a huge help for this new show, I've got 3 quick ways you can help. First, hit that subscribe button. It makes sure that you don't miss any upcoming episodes and lets this platform know that our content is worth sharing. Second, if you're feeling extra generous, leave us a 5-star rating and review. Those ratings and reviews aren't just nice to read, although they totally make my day. They actually help push this podcast up in the algorithm so other entrepreneurs with chronic illness can find our cozy little community. And finally, if you know another business owner who's tired of the push, crash, flare cycle, share this episode with them because, friend, everyone deserves to know that there's a better way to build a business that truly supports their life. Until the next time, I'm wishing you a gentle day.